Welcome to Reclaiming Me, a trauma-informed podcast helping women with complex PTSD heal the lasting impact of childhood attachment wounds from parents and caregivers, so you can finally release people-pleasing and perfectionism and learn to trust in relationships, beginning with the one you have with yourself. I'm your host, Cindy Payne, therapist, trauma specialist, and a woman who has walked this path both personally and professionally. Welcome back, everybody, to our Wednesday Midweek Reframe. This week, earlier on Monday's episode, we explored embodiment, how trauma and disconnection show up in our bodies, especially for women who have survived complex PTSD. We talked about moving fast and perfectionism and self-punishment and how these patterns really keep our nervous system functioning in survival mode. And I want to be honest with you all. This was my life for decades. I was constantly moving, always checking off tasks, rarely stopping to notice my body, much less how I felt. I overworked, I overachieved, and when I faltered, I punished myself, internally at first, and sometimes physically. So today, I want to offer one or two micro practices to start noticing your body and inhabiting your body safely without pressure, without having to perfect, and most importantly, expectation. We don't want to have any expectations to do this practice perfectly because that defeats the whole purpose. So it's small steps that have helped me begin to reconnect with myself after years of running on autopilot. So before we jump in, here's what to hold in mind. Number one, awareness is the first step. You don't have to change a single thing yet. I just want you to notice what's coming up. Just be aware. It's so powerful because with awareness, then we can start to consider number two, which is safety. And safety comes first. These practices are small, they are optional, and they can be paused at any time, anywhere. And finally, embodiment is your right. It's not a privilege, it is a right. You get to inhabit your body fully, even in tiny increments. So let's get started and set the scene. Embodiment isn't about forcing yourself to love your body or doing a big somatic exercise. It's really more about reclaiming your agency. So that means that you start to notice when your body is holding tension, or maybe when your body is feeling extra fatigued or restlessness, and giving yourself the permission to respond rather than override the signals that are coming up. And for me, this started with noticing a subtle moment that I'd ignored for years. And this is the tension that I sometimes experience in my shoulders when I'm at my desk or on a phone call or driving my car, or sometimes even doing something, quote, relaxing like walking. The shallow breath during a long day is something else that I have really, with this practice and this work, started to notice Or how about the restlessness when I've tried in the past to sit still? So I'm going to be transparent. Noticing this felt highly uncomfortable for me, even at times unsafe. I wasn't sure what to do with this tension. I wasn't sure what to do with my shallow breath. I wasn't sure if I would ever be able to sit without feeling like I was coming out of my skin. I was used to ignoring my body so that I could keep moving and keep performing. And so these micro practices today are really tiny. They are safe. They are steps to help you begin to reverse this pattern. And they are the beginning of sending a message to your nervous system. And this message says, I belong here and I can be present in my body. And in fact, that can be a beautiful mantra that you can hold for yourself as you are working with these practices. Because for me personally, when I was taught these micro practices, I had a lot of resistance to them. So I would try to elongate my breathing, or I would try to relax the tension in my shoulders, or I would try to sit still without my mind just jumping from tree branch to tree branch. And so having a mantra can be very helpful and grounding for you. So if I belong here, I can be present in my body doesn't work for you, maybe consider changing it to something that feels like you. So let's begin the micro practice. Breath and presence. If you are on a walk right now, you can still do this, but it works best if you are not distracted. So if you're driving a car or you're multitasking, you might want to pause this and come back at a later time. Or you might just want to listen to it all the way through and then come back to it, whatever suits you. But let's just start with noticing your breath. So begin to sit or stand comfortably. You can have your eyes open or gently closed, whatever feels safe for you. And I invite you to place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly. And take a slow inhale through your nose. And notice which hand rises first. The hand on your chest or the hand on your belly. No judgment, just notice. And as you exhale fully, notice any tension in the body. And I invite you to repeat this for about 3 to 5 breaths until you fall into a natural, comfortable rhythm. And when I first tried this, I was surprised at how much I'd been holding. My shoulders lifted, my jaw clenched, and my belly, it hardly moved at all. So simply noticing the breath, that felt radical to me. And this isn't about changing anything about this practice. It's just simply about observing your body's natural rhythm. So even 30 seconds of focused breath, it can start to down-regulate the nervous system. And for women whose nervous systems have lived in high alert states, this tiny observation is an act of safety. And so notice how your body is responding now. Is there any subtle softening or shifting or maybe tension? It's all valid because this is you reclaiming presence. And now let's add some gentle, intentional movement. So continue with your noticing with your breath and your tension and where you're holding it in the body. And again, continue standing or sitting comfortably. And just begin to roll your shoulders slowly. You might want to shrug them gently or maybe shake out your hands. And notice where tension is held without trying to fix it. And so again, for me, I tend to hold my tension in my shoulders and even my jaw. And just maybe do a light body scan and notice where you hold your tension. But we're not trying to fix it. So pay attention to the rhythm and the weight and the sensation of your limbs. And for me, this was a game changer because I realized how much tension I'd been carrying in my neck and my shoulders and my jaw for years. I didn't need to stretch it all out or fix it. I really just needed to notice it. And this began to make me feel a little bit more at home in my body. And so remember, this isn't an exercise and this isn't productivity. It's about embodied noticing. And it tells your nervous system, I can exist in this body safely. I belong here. I can move at my own pace. And over time, if you engage in more of these micro practices, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or scripted, right? These are just subtle cues, subtle reminders. These are small but cumulative. So noticing your breath and subtle movement are the first steps in reclaiming your embodiment after your trauma. Even a few minutes in a day send a message that your body is your home and that you get to inhabit it safely. And when I started these small practices, I realized that I could notice the tension and the restlessness or the tightness without judgment. And that noticing itself, it felt like a reclamation of something that I'd lost, a sense of agency and presence in my body. And for women with trauma histories, these tiny moments of awareness create space for choice, space for rest without guilt, and space for connection without compulsion. So just a quick recap. Number 1, awareness is the first step. No need to change anything yet. Number 2, safety first. These practices, they're optional. You get to decide when and if you do them at all, and they are gentle. No forcing or pushing or performing. And number 3, embodiment is your right. Even small moments of this presence help you reclaim your agency and your nervous system regulation. So if this episode today supported you, I invite you to please share it with a friend, to subscribe to the podcast so you'll never miss an episode, and leave a review. And for more resources or to connect with me, visit cindypayne.com. On Instagram and TikTok, I'm at Cindy Payne Rooted, and TikTok, I'm at Cindy Payne Therapist. And remember, small, consistent moments of noticing your body are powerful steps towards reclaiming yourself. Your body is your home, and you get to live there safely and at your own pace. I hope you'll join me next week for new episodes on Reclaiming Me. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.